Hey, Justin here. Welcome back. After many months of pretty cold weather, the last week or two, the weather has changed, and all of a sudden, it's kind of summer feeling here in the Netherlands. So it's always welcome when we get a bit of warm air coming into the country. Finally, seemed to take a long time, but what that means is that. Yeah, there's a lot going on now. Everything is in growth, and I've been moving things around. So a lot of the plants are now out into the garden, and also a lot of stuff in bloom. Quite a colourful display at the moment. So let's take a look. So this is the display, the flowering display, what I've got in bloom. So pretty nice display at the moment. I hope you agree. So let's zoom in and take a look at the plants one by one. So the first one here is beautiful Cattleya. It's a primary hybrid. I think this one, let's take a look at the tag. Labiata by, I think it's Harrisonii. Yeah, Labiata by Harrisonii. I've had this one for a number of years. Has a really nice fragrance. It's quite floriferous, easy to grow. Yeah, what's not to like? Really nice color combination there. So I did try growing this one outdoors one summer, and the plant didn't really like it, so that's why it does look a little bit sort of haggard in a way, but it's making up for it with the blooms. So yeah, the experiment with Cattleyas outdoors, most of them don't really like it in the Dutch climate. It's just a little bit too cool. The night temperatures, they prefer night temperatures consistently above 13 degrees, I'd say, and preferably even a little bit warmer. So keep this one in the greenhouse now, and it's doing really well. And then we've got a couple of vandas here. So the one on the left is one of those fragrance hybrids. I think it's Puxorn fragrance or something like that. And the one next to that on the right is actually the species Vanda tessellata with the blue lip. So quite interesting to compare and contrast. So obviously the hybrid has a larger flower with a heavier substance, but it does have a lot of tessellata in its background. I think it's actually Mimi Palma by tessellata, the one on the left, and the one on the right straight tessellata. So quite an interesting comparison. This is the second flowering on this fragrance hybrid, and it's a pretty big plant. It's pretty sizable. You can't, I'm not sure if it's showing it yet because of the, have to get it more like that to show the relative size of the plant, because the tessellata is actually really surprisingly compact. I didn't think that it was already blooming size, so apparently Mimi Palma is a much more robust plant compared to tessellata, so that's something to consider maybe if you're more tight on space. Tessellata is a very widespread species, so could well be that there are larger forms and smaller forms, and there is a lot of variation in the patterning of the tessellations and also the colour of the lips. So this is the blue lip form, what's known as a blue lip, and they're both fragrant, so pretty nice fragrant on both of these. And then next to that we've got another one in the Cattleyas alliance. So this is Garryanthe Skinneri oculata, flowering very beautifully here. Really nice, delicate, soft blush tinges. So it's albescent, I think you would say, with the darker colour in the throat of the lip, which is often known as oculata. So yeah, and this is a pretty well-known variety of Skinneri, so I do see it offered for sale from time to time, so a lot of people have got this one in their collection as well. And then we've got the Phragmipedium Eric Young, still going strong. This is the second bloom, and you can see there's a third bloom tucked in behind it, so it's basically a sequential bloomer. You'll get one day where 2 blooms are open, and then the next day you're back to 1 bloom again. So but there is another spike on this plant as well, and it seems to be a pretty easy to grow plant. I've moved all of my other frags out into the garden now. I think they do a bit better in outdoors in the garden, and a little bit cooler temperatures compared to the greenhouse, which starts to get pretty hot at this time of the year. And then next to that, a little PAF hybrid. This one is, I think it's called Prim Druid or something like that, Primulinum by Drurii. You can really see the Drurii influence there with the stripe, the racing stripe through the centre of the dorsal and sepals. So yeah, pretty nice hybrid, very easy to grow. And then, yeah, I don't have that much more new stuff to show. The tiny little maxillara miniata there with its fragrant bloom, and this Phallulin Lawrence. It's a fragrant phal, and this has a very strong fragrance, but it's a really nice one. I think this is probably my favourite fragrance of any orchid, so I think that's really saying something, because a lot of them have really nice fragrances, but this one is quite special and a little bit different, but yeah, they're always hard to describe, the fragrances, but this one is a really nice one. Kind of a lifted, actually I think, yeah, orange. It's got orange blossom, so it's a little bit sweeter than some of the other ones, are a bit more zesty. But it's like a scented soap type of fragrance. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but really worth it just for the fragrance, and really knockout blooms as well to go with it. So that's a great one, and that reminds me that this vanda, the fragrance on this one here is quite variable. It be a different fragrance at different times of the day, and in the evening might not be fragrant at all, but I just took a whiff of it now, and it smells 100% like hyacinth at the moment. It's really like hyacinth, but at other times of the day it'll be quite different again. So it's like a kaleidoscope of fragrances. So I've been busy with other things as well, of course. I got some of my multifloral PAFs here. Maybe this is funny to take a look at, because these are little seedlings which I got from last year. So this one, for instance, Lady Isabel by Rebecca Kopovits, and then I've got praise stands, and this is Lady Isabel. So these are little. These are the size they are when you get them as tiny little seedlings, like they've just put on basically 6 months of growth or something like that. And compare that to this one down here. So let's just take the Lady Isabel. All right, I'll put those two next to each other. This is Lady Isabel by another Kopovits, Michael Kopovits. And this one was this big 5 years ago. So that's 5 years of growth for me in my conditions. Obviously, professional growers probably grows a bit faster, but Yeah, that gives an idea of how long it can take to get these multifloral paphs up to flowering size, because this one has got still at least another 2 or 3 years to go, I'd say, to get to flowering size if all goes well. So yeah, just an interesting comparison. I thought I'd show you that. Yeah, this is an interesting example. This one flowered already. This is Shirane. It is Rothschildianum by one of the sequential bloomers. I'm not sure which, Pinocchio or something like that. But this one is much faster to get to flowering size. So this one only took 2 years and it flowered and it's clumping up. So that just gives you an indication. This one next to it here, Chihuahua Dancer. It's a very nice Sandrianum hybrid, but again, very slow. And here, Rothschildianum, got a spot in the sun here. And it's growing pretty well. Take a look at it's got a nice root climbing out of the pot there, but it seems to be quite happy in that spot there. So people say that paphs don't like too much sun, but Rothschildianum is one of the paphs which can take a lot more sun, so you can grow it pretty bright conditions. The other thing which I wanted to show is this little project here. So I think I mentioned that I got the flask of Cattleyas labiata semi-alba. So I've took them all out of the flask last weekend and potted them up. This is 1/2 of them basically. Can't see them that well. But I tried a number of different potting mixes, as you can see there. Some with straight sphagnum and some different mixes, just to see what, if any, difference it's going to make. And yeah, just put them into basically I got this container at the tip and put a bit of cling wrap over it just to keep the humidity in. So I'll be gradually opening that up over the next couple of weeks and yeah, let it acclimatise to the conditions, and then I think I'll put 1/2 of them into the greenhouse at least, and that'll be quite an interesting little experiment. Alright, so this is the maxillara fractiflexa, first time blooming. It's a plant that I've had for about 10 years, so took quite a while to get it up to flowering size. A lot of experimentation. So turns out that this one is really an intermediate grower. Doesn't like hot conditions, but also doesn't really like cooler conditions. So it's one of those Goldilocks orchids. Likes to be just intermediate temperatures, intermediate light level, and then yeah, well, I use rainwater. That also seemed to help, and moisture retentive medium. So once I made all of those changes, just slowly gotten better year by year, and yeah, finally rewarded with the bloom and also some pretty good looking growth. So hopefully next year we'll get more blooms. I did try to bloom already in the autumn, but those buds all aborted, so this is the first one that made it through. It's not fragrant, by the way. So these are all the orchids that I've got that I've taken out of the greenhouse and repotted some of them as well. So a lot of plants out here now. Yeah, that was a week ago. Got quite a few hanging up in the trees now as well. Got some Lycast here. This is Lycaster skinneri and virginalis, the white form, and they're Lycaster locusta. They do quite well outdoors in the garden here in the Netherlands. And got a zygopetalum there. Cotyledons, quite a few cotyledons. Got the, if you look closely there, you can see the little nepenthes, which I did show them when I got some of them about a year ago. So they're starting to put on a little bit of size now. Still pretty small, but they're all still alive. So I've done that much at least. And yeah, here are all the frags as well. Yeah, so this is the big one, Dick Clements, Memorial Dick Clements, which hasn't flowered for several years, but yeah, I'm growing it wetter, and it's growing very abundantly, so it seems to be enjoying that. Hopefully we'll get some blooms on it soon. And then over in this little butterfly bush here, it's also a little dendrobium tree, and actually this one, the pineapple orchid, Dendrobium densiflorum, has got another flower bud on it there, so, or rat racine there. Hopefully that will come out and give some more blooms. So yeah, that's it. It's all going on. It's going crazy.